Sure, Gopal?
Yes. I was just waiting for him. Maybe he will come for the lecture. Otherwise, I don't know.
The following is a class on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15, Text number 31, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on December 9th, 1973 in Los Angeles.
Vishnu.
Sorry?
I got it at 7:45.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we're reading from 5th Canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 20, Text 39 to 41. So text 39 and 40 don't have a purport, so I'll just read them through and then we'll go to text 41. Text 39. Oh, I think this is prose. Tat uparistach chatasrvashavatma hunina kila jagad kuruna dhiniveshita ye dvirada pataya rishabha pushkarachudo vamano parajita iti sakala loka stiti hitava. On the top of Loka mountain are the 4 Gajapatis, the best of elephants, which were established in the 4 directions by Lord Brahma, the supreme spiritual master of the entire universe. The names of those elephants are Rishabha, Pushkarachuda, Vamana, and Aparajita. They are responsible for maintaining the planetary systems of the universe. Text number 40. I'm just going to read the English because it's super long, Sanskrit. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master of all transcendental opulences and the master of the spiritual sky. He is the Supreme Person, Bhagavan, the Supersoul of everyone. The demigods led by Indra, the King of Heaven, are entrusted with seeing to the affairs of the material world, to benefit all living beings in all the varied planets, and to increase the power of those elephants and of the demigods. The Lord manifests himself on top of that mountain in a spiritual body. Uncontaminated by the modes of material nature, surrounded by his personal expansions and assistants like Vishvakshena, he exhibits all his perfect opulences, such as religion and knowledge, and his mystic powers such as Anima, Laghima, and Mahima. He is beautifully situated, and he is decorated by the different weapons in his 4 hands. Text 41. I think this is just a prose source. Another one. Akalpam evam vesham gata esha bhagavan atma yogamayaya virachita vividha loka yatra gopi yayetyartaha. Yeah, it's just a prose verse. Okay. Translation. The various forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such as Narayan and Vishnu, are beautifully decorated with different weapons. The Lord exhibits those forms to maintain all the varied planets created by his personal potency, Yogamaya. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 4.6, Lord Krishna says, Sambhavam yatmamaya, I appear by my internal potency. The word Atmamaya refers to the Lord's personal potency, Yogamaya. After creating both the material world and spiritual world through Yogamaya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally maintains them by expending himself in different categories as the Vishnumurtis and the demigods. He maintains the material creation from beginning to end, and he personally maintains the spiritual world. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Tamrina Tasmai Shri Gurvai Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasari Gaura Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Okay. So this is a very technical section describing, really this whole canto, but especially section describing all the planetary systems and arrangements of the different parts of the creation. This one particularly being in, we were reading about Jambudvip. And so here we are hearing a description of the Loka mountains, which are described in the previous verse as being 1 billion miles in diameter, which is difficult to even conceptualize. But we can appreciate how the detail of the creation of the Lord's creation. The scientists, they say that the entire creation of this world happens by a bang, an explosion, which creates everything. which of course we reject this idea as foolish and unrealistic, because we understand that everything comes from consciousness. There is a designer to the creation, there is a maintainer to the manifestation, and there is an assigned destroyer for the destruction of the universe. That is Lord Shiva in the form of Rudra. He is assigned with destroying the universe at the designated time. So creation, maintenance, and destruction are all maintained by a personality, by consciousness. And so these descriptions give so much detail as to the nature, the systems, and the science around how the material and spiritual creations exist and are maintained. Just like everything we see around us here had consciousness behind it. The structure of the building, the architecture, the design, the colors, the fabrics, everything we see around us has consciousness behind it. Where without the consciousness, it would simply be another form of matter, right? Just like whether it's marble or stone or wood, a wood doesn't carve itself to look like an ornate, Vyasasan or an ornate altar, or marble cannot carve itself into looking like measured pillars. It cannot paint itself to look gold or red. The stone cannot organize itself into walls and paint itself certain colors. So everything that we see around us has manifestation of consciousness behind it. The metal, ornate, designed gates, there is consciousness behind it. Even nowadays when you can 3D design, you can literally type in a prompt and it will create something. But even then, it requires a prompt, a specific prompt, to be entered in order for the machine to create something. So behind everything that we see, there is consciousness. And even in nature, the way that nature flows and operates also has its own system, its own laws, its own natural ways of evolution that is by design. Just like Srila Prabhupada talks about how the ocean has a shore, and the water of the shore, the water at the shore never crosses beyond the shore. Besides, whether there's tsunami or something, or high tide, but still, other than that, the water never goes beyond. Why? The ocean is so massive. An ocean can destroy a whole city. Yet the ocean never crosses the shore. So he says that this is the design of the Lord. How can such a design be random? So many specific things. Just like the other day, I was hearing a conversation about the ways in which animals communicate through something. They don't really know how. Just like birds who fly in a perfect line, and they maintain that V shape, or a school of fish who can follow each other's movements so perfectly throughout the water. So all of these things are the manifestations of the wondrous potency of the Supreme Lord. Everything we see around us constantly, we are seeing examples, whether it's through nature or it's through the consciousness of the human beings, because we are made in the image of God, and we reflect some minute, in our own limited way, we reflect or we carry some aspect of the Lord's potency. He gives us some minute free will, And therefore, everything you see around us is a manifestation of, as Krishna says, a spark of his splendor. So Krishna is the super soul, and we are little souls. And so just with the minute, finite willpower that we are given, we can see so many things that are being created in this world and have been created and will be created. And that is just a tiny aspect of the superconsciousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So from the lower planets all the way up to the heavenly planets, everything is being maintained by the Lord. He says, I am the ability in man. So even the power, for example, the demigods, they are known for giving blessings. Therefore, you see in the Hindu culture, it's very common to worship demigods, to get benedictions, whether it's wealth, or a nice spouse, or health, whatever it is, or favorable constellations in one's astrology, all these different type of things. People do rituals and worship of demigods in order to attain favors. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that capacity, that power that the demigods have to give benedictions is given by the Lord himself, actually. He empowers them to give those blessings. And even the demons, the power that they have to oppose him, the power that they have to try to kill him, is itself given by the Lord. That is his special nature, fascinating nature, that he even allows the demons, he gives them, the atheists, from where do they get their intelligence to try to conceptualize ways to deny his existence? Even that intelligence is also given by Krishna himself, God-given intelligence. So therefore, everyone is being maintained by the Lord, one way or another. He is the string that everything is resting on. So we can understand through all these different detailed descriptions that ultimately the conclusion is that the Supreme Lord is the origin and the maintainer of everything. Everything comes from him. Everything is maintained by him. And yet, although the entire material creation is created by him and is maintained by him, he is still untouched by the material energy. That we cannot do. We have so many, we may, for example, a therapist has to meet with so many people with so many problems. And it's common knowledge that therapists tend to be the most depressed. They're having so many problems because they're constantly dealing with negative energy every day. They're dealing with other people's traumas and problems, and because they don't have a strong enough practice of how to handle it or deal with it, they're affected. So many examples like this, or someone who works, in a dark place often, maybe in a subway, a train station, or in a stressful place, in a restaurant or something like that. And so easily our conscience becomes affected. We become stressed, we become frustrated, we become angry, whatever it is. We're so much influenced by the environment around us, by the people around us, and our consciousness and our moods are very, very susceptible to whatever it is that is around us. If we're in bad association, then we become affected. If we're in good association, we become affected in that way. So we are so malleable. But the Supreme Lord, he maintains the entire material creation. That means all unlimited jivas, because we are just one Earth planet in one universe. But there are millions and millions of universes and so many other planets within the material creation. If you see in the seminar room, you can see that painting of the creation. You can see the realms that go all the way up. The material creation is vast, spanning millions of planets and universes. That is all the material creation. And that whole entire material creation is being maintained and is resting on the Supreme Lord. but he is not affected by any of that Mayic energy, because the Maya potency is his own potency, as is described here. And so the Lord, He is having all, it says here, He is the master of all transcendental opulences, and the master of the spiritual sky. So He is the center of everything. And then from Him comes all of His, deputies, the demigods, Lord Brahma, etc., who are given the responsibility of the, you can say, daily maintenance and overseeing of all these things. So He's delegating. He's empowering all of these personalities and delegating the responsibilities to them. And so He Himself is the power of His delegates who are being empowered to then execute certain duties and responsibilities. And they cannot do those things without Him. Lord Brahma, when he first comes into existence, as is described in the Bhagavatam, that he has no idea what to do. Only when the Lord empowers him, after he prays intensely, the Lord then shelters him and empowers him. So, without the Lord's sanction, nothing can happen. Then He is expanding Himself. So not only that He empowers demigods, but He Himself expands in so many forms in order to execute His will, or to maintain the different creations. And we know that He also appears in the form of Karnadakshaya Vishnu. Or is it Kshirodakshaya Vishnu? The Paramatma. He's in the heart of everyone. So He's maintaining all the universes. He creates all the universes. He maintains all the universes. He empowers all of His delegates and deputies in order to keep all the things together. And that all is happening by His will. All the systems of the universe, the systems of the worlds, are happening by His will. And then He also expands Himself again into the hearts of every single of the unlimited jivas. That's not only human beings. Some people, they think that the animals have no soul. But the Lord is present in the heart of every single living entity. That includes plants, animals, insects, human beings. The Lord is there. He's even present in every single atom. You can't even understand what that even means. But He's present everywhere, constantly, always. And He never leaves the heart of His devotee. We've gone through so many lifetime after lifetime, and so many different births, animal births, or maybe in some births we were a demon, or we were an atheist, or Mayavadi, whatever it is. He never leaves the heart of the jiva. And He remembers everything. Like He says to Arjuna, I remember all of our previous lives together, but you can't. So He remembers everything in our journey. We don't remember anything. Sometimes we can remember previous lives, but for many of us, we don't remember anything. I don't remember anything in my previous lives. But Krishna remembers everything. And He's constantly trying to help us come closer to Him, witnessing everything that is happening in each of these lives. And so, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead can do this, manifest Himself in unlimited forms. And in doing that, still being completely Purna, as is described in Sri Ishopanishad, that he can manifest himself unlimitedly and yet he still remains completely full and perfect. He doesn't lose anything. This we cannot do. We can only do so much. We can only take care of so many people. We can only extend ourselves so far before we feel burnt out, or we say, or spread too thin. There's only so much we can do. It's such a limited capacity. But the Supreme Lord has no such limitations. Only he can do such thing. That is his supremacy. He has all the potencies in full. For us, it's like, okay, maybe we have some kindness, but we also have envy. Or we have compassion, but we also have, insecurity or whatever it is. It's so mixed. But the Lord has all qualities in full. So therefore, he is able to do such wonderful things, such amazing things, and also maintain unlimited love for every single one of the unlimited jivas, which is inconceivable. So, not only in the material creation is he the center, but in the spiritual world as well. In the spiritual world, he is also the center of everything. So, even because there are different parts of the spiritual world, there's Vaikuntha, where he is as Lord Narayan, four-handed form of Lord Narayan, and he is attended by all of the Vishnu-dutas, all of his eternal associates. They are in four-arm form of Vishnu-dutas. And there he is worshipped with the Aishwarya, with awe and reverence. He's worshipped as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everyone is serving him as his servants. And there he is with his eternal consort, Lakshmi Devi. And there he is eternally worshipped in that way. So in Vaikuntha, Lord Narayan is the center. Then you have Ayodhya. In Ayodhya, the spiritual world of Ayodhya, where Lord Ram is there eternally with all of his associates, Hanuman and Lakshman and like this, and Sita Devi is there like this. So the devotees of Lord Ram, they go there and they worship and serve Lord Ram eternally in the spiritual world of Ayodhya. There Lord Ram and Sita Devi are the center of the spiritual world. Then Dwarka. In Dwarka Dham, you have Krishna, two-handed form of Krishna, who is worshipped as a king with the queen, Rukmini Devi. He has many queens, Satyabhama, etc., etc. And Uddhava is there, and all of the associates of the Lord who serve in that way, where Krishna is. It is two-handed form of Krishna, but he's also worshipped with Aishwarya, because he is a king in Dwarka. So he's worshipped with that kind of respect and awe and reverence, and yet still he is the beloved of all the associates of Dwarka Dham. So there Krishna is the center. Every day, all of the inhabitants of these realms, their only focus and meditation is the service of their Lord. And then is Mathura Mandal, where there is the Braj Dham, Goloka Vrindavan, and there is Sri Krishna, Brajendranandan Krishna, Yashodanandan Krishna, the cowherd boy who has no kingly responsibilities. He is not worshipped in any sort of awe or reverence, and he simply engaged in the sweet pastimes with his eternal associates, the Brajavasis. And there Krishna is the center of everything. The Brajavasis are constantly absorbed in remembrance of Krishna. All they think about is wanting to serve Krishna. All they can talk about is Krishna. So every day is a festival in Goloka Vrindavan that is centered around Krishna, Radha and Krishna Balaram. And this is the perfection of life, is to be 100% absorbed in service to Krishna in one form or another, according to the desire of our heart, the attraction of our heart. And there he also is maintaining, it says he's maintaining, which is interesting to consider. Of course, we know that through the Sambhit Shakti manifests as the Lord's paraphernalia, his clothes, his jewelry, etc. And then the Yogamaya potency is manifesting so many wonderful things. The environment of the Braj Dham also is the internal potency of the Lord manifesting. So in this way, he enjoys eternally, surrounded by his expansions, his energies, his potencies. The spiritual body that we receive in order to enter into the spiritual world is also a manifestation of the Lord's internal potency. So everything there is his different expansions and potencies of his own energy. The Yogamaya potency, which covers, he allows himself to be covered in order to fully experience his pastimes in complete beauty. So that is how the Lord's energies and expansions are being manifested as described in these few verses we can see. So I will stop here. Gandraj Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 40.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Time up.
해보십시오.
Ja?
Ja, Suki. Suzuki. Right.